Hello everyone and welcome back to this Wondrous Wisdom show. As we are working our way through day one of EPEC, we are seeing how things have started to shape up now, where teams have finally got through two of the best of ones. We have more of a clearer picture on the groups, Ben.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a weird one. Some results maybe we didn't expect. Some results we did expect. I mean, the most recent one we saw right there, 16-1. I think that's actually been the most one-sided affair so far today. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see anything like that again today.
Yeah, at least they avoided the 16-0.
Yeah,
you know,
I guess.
They saved themselves that. We do actually have those groups as well, so we can now take a look at how that one just went down in terms of the overall standings for everyone. And it wasn't great for again, Endpoint, Ben. They've taken another loss, but this time
in overtime.
No Quarter Cartel. Not a team that you expect to be beating out Endpoint there.
Yeah, I mean, saving grace, if there is one, is that it was an overtime loss. Means they do get a point on the board. But frankly, yeah, just the one. But that's not the team you want to be getting just the 1 point from.
No, that should be a win.
That should be a 3-point win. But the bigger result, arguably, here is Kinguin dropping to KPI, which is, you know, Kinguin at the start of the day, you would say they are the #1 team in this whole group of teams. Especially considering their recent form, you know, as the finals at the Zotac Cup Masters. And they've dropped to KPI, who technically the Spanish representative, yeah? It's a very weird result, and Euronic 16-14 or AAA. It does mean that the top of that table is very, very dodgy. It means there's like 4 teams, I think, with a win now. Yeah. Obviously, top 3 advance.
Well, here is the updated table, and you can see how everyone is sitting, Ben. And Endpoint, the bottom of Group A there.
Yeah, not a good position to be in, especially when you consider... Yeah, we did think at the start of the day, no Quarter Cartel, we just assumed...
That would be the bottom.
That'll be the bottom team, mainly because we haven't seen anything from them. I don't recognize any of their players. They didn't even have a HLTV page. No. Until before, like, just before today. So that's a weird one to see. And then Fish123 on the other hand. The other, quote, UK representative.
Tied for that top spot in Group B.
Yeah, only behind a round difference. LDLC got that other win against Forge, the Italian side. Former team of mine, Sparker. They're not quite doing well on train. They played it twice now, and they've been, fair to say, manhandled. Yeah,
it was quite a big scoreline difference in the matchups they've had. It hasn't been close at all for them, Ben. And the Fuse kids also struggling. Obviously, that was the 16-1 game that we saw. That team's been really on a downward spiral over the past sort of few months, I think. It's not been looking too great at all. And now struggling once again. Can they sort things out? Is there any potential for that?
I mean, it's a rough situation to be in if you think about who they've actually had to play so far. Yeah. Like, if you think about it from Fish123's perspective through that group, there was going to be one team who was going to be trying to aim for that 3rd place battle, but Fish123 have now made it so they're guaranteed to probably get top 2 now. Yeah. And it means that one of those teams who thought we might be able to sneak it into that last spot, it won't be possible because Nexus drops to Fish123. Attacks drops to Fish123, which means one of those teams most likely will miss out, especially with LDLC now 2-0.
Yeah, some close affairs shaping up for a bit of more spicy CS as we delve in through there. But the next one is going to be Kinguin versus AAA. We do have the VO for that, so we can check that out as well, obviously using the point system to see which map is going to be picked for the best of 1, Ben.
Yeah, quite a... I was going to say opposite map pool here from these teams, because this is the first time we've seen 3 10s actually on the board. Yeah. There. But AAA, you argue that Kinguin are probably the better side in this tournament. The fact that they've got technically their #1 pick, you got to be thinking that's bad news right there for AAA.
And it's not like it's an unknown quantity. It's Kinguin on Overpass. We've seen them play that a lot. That is quite common, obviously a standard pick for them. AAA, they looked all right. Like, they look pretty good versus Endpoint. Obviously, it's after what we've seen with Endpoint now losing that 2nd game they've been. How bad is Endpoint playing versus how good were AAA really playing?
Yeah, that's the question we can always ask. And obviously, if you base it on the previous results, Endpoint have not started great today. It's been a bit of... I think it's fair to say there's been a bit of turmoil on that side, which you wouldn't expect, considering you're fresh off of a
you just won a LAN. Everyone should be pretty hyped, but
it doesn't seem to be that way at all. And AAA, they're actually coming off a loss as well, though. They're coming from that 16-14 loss to Euronics. Kinguin coming from a 16-8 loss to KPI. Both teams thinking we need to get back into this. And Overpass, it doesn't look like it's going to be in AA's favour at all here.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, but it seems like we are ready for the action to get underway between these two sides. Kinguin on the CT side, AAA over on the T side, Ben, as we'll dive into the action.
No kits bought here from Kinguin. So this is quite a confident battle sort of side. And it is just a heavy B stack as well. Going right into the B stack with only the single flashes being used. And somehow it's working in their favor. I mean, they've managed to get across there without being taken down. 3v4, and imagine the bomb will be getting down right now. And as I mentioned, no kit. It's essentially all up to Rallen here. He's the man at the back. Should be able to poke in their backsides.
I should hope so.
Oh,
As he will try and go for the play, but he does go down. Reitz being the only one left in a 1 versus 3. As he gets snapped in the head there. Metal connects that shot. Metal's actually been playing very well.
I saw him in the scoreline against Onyx. He was top of the scoreboard again, 25 kills. So he's got roughly 60 kills across 2 maps there. That's really, really good. Especially from a player who, looking at his past performances, he's not exactly a player that you expect to be in that position. And with Zywoo not playing, you need someone to step up. Seems to be doing the job so far.
Maybe he is Zywoo. Maybe he is Zywoo, secretly.
Oh, potentially. Potentially. I think that would be against the rules.
Of course.
And we like to follow the rules, don't we?
100% of rules must be followed, Ben.
So Taz actually dropped a scout to Maniz here, I think. Yeah, because he's only got the CZ and $100 left. I think that's what happened.
Did it fall out of his hands if it dropped to his knees? There you go. That was a little pun for you. AaA, trying to make a play. Do they have enough energy if they replace their batteries? Because AaA, you know, Duracell. Here they go.
Taking a whole map to try and throw that one out.
Yeah, I just
could have used it earlier.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'd just
get that one
in there now.
Just in case you forget.
Yeah. Well, here they go, Ben. The damage is done. They do seem charged up right now as they find 2 quick frags. Manai is going to come through with a scout over on Amor. Mouse does punish No Nick. They're being dinked down. They are still in a 2 versus 2, but they're losing the firefight towards the end of the round. And Rallen, detected by Metal, that's the flick up, and that is another round for AaA.
That Heaven Smoke was kind of bizarre. I've never seen a Heaven Smoke miss to the side like that. I can only assume that it was a poor lineup by someone. But Metal and Kane starting off strong this map, 5-0, 4-0 each. And that should be another eco on the board for Kinguin. Pretty much a throw around, depends what they do with it. Most times teams like to stack B, try and see if those pistols on their own can get the job done. And it looks like they're just running straight into a B rush, in fact, as well. 3 Mach 10s. This has got to be a lot of money gained here.
Oh, they didn't actually clear fully towards short there, so they were allowed to get the first frag on that CT side before the response is thick and fast. All the SMGs will pick up a kill. Kane will get the final blow on Rallen, and that is 3 rounds for AaA. And now the real game will begin, Ben. Team Kinguin can invest into those rifles. No AWPs, though, on either side. We're going to get ready for the true action now as we get into the first rifle round.
So it looks like they are keeping those Mach 10s. So Emior and Nonek keep the Mach 10s. And we could potentially see something quite quick here. Potentially a fast reconnect and flash them out at the top. That looks to appear to be the play in mind. Unless they're going through short instead. So it was going to be an alternate through connector in one way or another. And the B shot control relinquished entirely by Kinguin. And a very quick boost here. And they get the kill straight away. Wow. It's very rare you see a boost come out that quickly, which probably caught Reitz out, out of position.
Not ideal at all. Oh, Manice with the counter boost play, Ben. He sees both of their heads, but he can't give an effective haircut. He's not the best barber in the business as he does go down, but there is a thick and fast response from the rest of the Kinguin boys. Metal, though, trying to go in hard as he will get the double kill and take down Taz. It is all up to Rallen, and he is miles away. That is a bit of a missed smoke, though. He couldn't quite get it in. The weak wrist.
Gives Rallen a chance, though. But Metal is watching this headshot angle. It's an advantage for the terrorists on this point of view. So as he moves forward just a single step, his head is visible and he gets taken down there. Metal played phenomenally today, to be fair to him.
He's on the ball, Ben.
8-0. And Kane alongside him 8-1. Really good start from AAA right here. And Kinguin, potentially, that jet lag might be coming into effect. Especially after dropping that map against KPI.
They've been traveling for what would have been...
Hong Kong to Poland is what I imagine is the route, right? So that's an easy, 11 hours?
It's a long old flight. Plus, that would have been then the travel back from the airport, get ready, get home. They couldn't have had much sleep. Like,
they do have the lucky part that they will have had, what, half a day to deal with it.
But still, the jet lag
it does sometimes, it depends on how you deal with it personally, right? Some people are okay with jet lag, they can deal with it better.
Yeah.
Some people are really bad with it and need a few days to reset, you know, the body clock. And so far, they haven't looked fantastic. I mean, they got the first win in that round 1 matchup, but round 2, dropping to KPI of all teams as well, the Spanish representatives who, to be honest, you would put them as a lower seed in that group. So all in all, Group A seems to be a bit of a mess right now. And this round has been pretty clean too. Metal, I think he's on 10 kills now. He's cleaning house.
Yeah, he's just been dominant every round. Been able to annihilate. They've got control of that A site as well. That's the bomb planted, so the 2 remaining members on Kinguin do need to just save. It's Rallen and Eyes. They are going to fall back. Rallen also just trying to stay in position. This will be a 5th picked up for AAA. That T side, strong already. Reminiscent of our games today, Ben. So, Kinguin, we've seen they did look like they were struggling a little bit. Obviously, the loss they've taken feels like they should have won that. And it's so important to get those early wins here as well. If they then lose another map here and take that big hitting loss, the point that could affect them in the standings is going to be quite dangerous for them to actually return towards the end of this one, Ben. And it would be important, obviously, to try and resurface.
What's kind of bizarre is Emil's still got a Mach 10. So he's not been killed, he's not been able to pick up another weapon. It means that we might see another quick set from them. I mean, look at the money building. They can technically risk these plays. And again, the connector control, Kinguin not taking it, which means they can do whatever they want with it, and it looks like it's going to be fast up connector. And Rallen is going to be challenged there.
Rallen, the M4. 30 bullets of pain that he can unload upon them. We'll get the first, but there's no follow-up frags. He goes down. No Nick will trade it with the AK-47. Manias rotates round, but the flashbang is smooth. That was really nicely executed. No Nick with a follow-up frag. Kane towards the site.
Wow.
Is undertaking anyone that steps towards him. These are rapid rounds. This has got to be a 6-0, surely.
Yeah, I've got to give salutations to the caller there from AAA. Accepting, we still have this Mag 10, let's just keep going quick at them, don't let them have a chance to get in positions properly. And obviously a good trade on Rallen, and the AWPer caught out by a beautiful flashbang by No Nick. And thankfully Kane took advantage of that, ran straight to site, got the rotate, and Mouse and Reeds, they have to save. Question is, will they be allowed to though?
The money for AAA is now built tremendously, so they're allowed to hunt. If they want to go a bit John Rambo, they freely can. And Metal should get the adjustment here, but the timing is everything. But he just gracefully flicks around like a ballerina. Like Matt Andrews. He's done him in, Ben.
I didn't know he was such a ballerina until I saw him that one time.
I know, and he is a tremendous ballerina. That's where he stores it. But these guys are playing tremendous CS right now, Ben, as they get themselves 6 rounds on the board.
Incredible, really, honestly. Absolute scenes, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of half buy coming out of Kinguin. You know, some pistols, armor here and there. They still keep that AK. Not too sure what they can do with it, though. AAA now finally off the Mach 10 purchases. Full rifles. I wouldn't be surprised if they stuck with just going quickly. Although, this looks like a bit more of a regular default now. 2 players towards playground, 1 connector, 2 outside B. It'll be interesting to see how they develop with their defaults, because you can get a quick flurry of rounds against a team that's even better than you. But when it comes to defaults, that's usually where you get the separation. That's a lovely boost.
Yeah, that was smooth. Mouse hits the headshot there on Metal. He is done for. So it's 0-6 in the scoreline, and they're going to want this one. So let's see if Kinguin can actually pick it up from this position now. Able to play a little bit slower into the round, hold those crossfires. They do have no utility at all, though, Ben, and just the 1 rifle on Mouse. So AAA still going to be favoured if we do see this commotion towards the A-bomb side. But Manias, if he can pull this off, it would be a whole lot better. But the miss! No! Oh, Manias, that was a mistake.
Wow. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen players with that sort of situation. I mean, Taz forced that position to use the molly. Mauzinho does get the other kill. Gets another one as well. This AK save is doing a lot of work. Doesn't quite get the other one, though.
That's a tilter.
Yeah, it is. That's a personal play tilter. Like, your team will have not seen that incident, thankfully.
Yeah, you don't have to tell them.
No, you don't have to tell them.
But internally, you know. Reitz, on the other hand, trying to save the day. No Nick is only on 9 HP, so we might be able to win this round here. Just got to get off that first shot. Misses the adjustment. No Nick knows he's at the disadvantage in this position. Trying to play from the elevated angle, peering up. Hasn't protected his head. Finds it in the end, though. Reitz with a flick and saves the day. Does what Miss Nyes couldn't do.
Mauzinho made major impact with that AK. 3 kills. And honestly, somehow that whiff did help towards the end there. He did still do 91 damage, thankfully.
Yeah.
It's the first round of the board for Kinguin. Hopefully build from this. I mean, they've invested for an AWP here as well. So the flash comes out. Not actually going to go aggressive. That was a pretty interesting molly. So when Manai's actually lined up for that flash, he let Taz jump off his head, throw the molly over the hedges, and it landed on the T-stairs there. Never quite seen that before.
It's new, mate. It's fresh.
Fresh. Not the DJ.
No. But slow round from AAA here. The response, obviously knowing they can attempt to break the bank of Kinguin if they come back into this round. Reitz is the only one with cash currently. This is an important one.
Much slower from AAA as well. Not going too aggressive A side. Being quite content with what map control they do have already. Cheeky little boost there as well. The AWPers have yet to have much of an impact in this game. That might change depending on the impact in the toilets area here. There we go. Round drops to Emio, and the advantage is AAA's way again. And Minai's hoping when the trade does get it though, but he is tagged. Look at the rotate coming from the CT side as well. These 2 players have been pulled, and sadly the bomb is going towards B there. So Reitz needs to get 2 minimum.
Oh, the time in Bennett could be awful, but he readjusts, gets the first frag, still fumbling with his grenades, though, as the push comes in. Eventually, he will go down. It's a 2-on-3 in favor of the CT side currently, as the response is there, but they're burnt out of position. Mouse cannot overcome the Molotov in front of him. Manai is waiting to push as well, as he's so low, only on 21 HP. Nade gets chucked out to tag up Taz even lower. They're just going for the early information spam. There goes Metal, and it's all up to NoNick. They're pushing at the same time, and they overwhelm him with brute force. That will be the follow-up round for Kinguin. They save themselves from reset and get themselves a second round, Ben.
Yeah, very good reply there from Minis. Like, he got that trade onto the AWPer. I suppose it was quite unfortunate that Emil didn't get the kill. Like, it was, you know, I think he hit him through the corner of the wall, which he's probably thinking in most instances he does get that kill, and it would have been a completely different scenario if that were the case. But thankfully, AAA, they won so many rounds in a row, they still got another buy round in, and Kinguin still rough. Money-wise. Is that a spawn smoke landing towards monster? Yeah, it is. So that's the regular monster smoke that you can do from spawn. Lands there to stop that quick rush. But AAA, very different this time. Normally they've been going towards, have 2 players outside B, just the 1 in connector. This time 2 there and 2 towards A. Much slower again. Ooh. Don't quite see that boost rare from some players. Just try and do the jump onto the actual thing themselves.
Yeah. Ooh, hello. It does work out though. NoNick spots ahead.
Don't think he'll get a second chance at that. Surely not. I mean, if he lands it, that's another story entirely as well.
Oh, he has offered it to him. Adjusting his crosshair now,
yeah,
trying to be in the right angle.
Oh, he's fallen. No, he checked it again as well. Wow. Okay. So that's some info that they are jump spotting short, which probably means you can assume they don't have short control. If you really wanted to try and think like rationale behind the jump spots.
Yeah.
But look up, there's only 35 seconds left now, and Kinguin, to be fair, they've got decent grenades left as well. And Emil gets that pick onto Rallen. Wow, okay. So I'm going to assume Rallen was caught out jump spotting towards long. And it's pretty much down to Maniz. He needs to get the first kill at long. And if he does that, he kind of saves himself from a lot of the pressure. Molly coming from his teammate. Ooh, how's he not spot that much?
One of the first kill. Taz playing behind the truck here, but he has been defaced in second. And they can go for the bomb plant now as well. Amor just needs to protect his teammate, allow that bomb to go down. They're left in a close 2v2 here, Ben. NoNick going to push up, play on the close angle. Mouse realizes he needs to try and get up the stairs, go for the backstab play. Support of Reitz, they have 1 flashbang, that'll be the flashbang cascaded out. Amor not blind, takes the fight, but they both go down. A killer piece is picked up in rapid succession. They are thrashed, and Kinguin get a 3rd round. On a bit of a roll now.
And the double ops secured. So it does mean they don't have to reinvest into those double ops. And they do actually drop the other one, in fact. Okay, so there was questions clearly being asked, do we want double up? Do we want double up? They grab them and they're like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
So you got rid of that one. To keep the single up, and it will be on the A side player. Has potential to use that for different spawns, of course, but that is dependent on that. And the same, I think that's the short smoke being done that time. Minized, same flash that he's been doing pretty much every round. But this time Rallen's actually going to peek off of it. So AAA, they know that flash has been coming in, and they normally hadn't peeked. He gets the trade, but that's, as a CT, that's not a fantastic trade. It means that they are spread quite thin on that CT side.
Minai's waiting with the AWP, playing from toilets as he...
Oh, that flash is beautiful. That's the second time that Minai has been completely destroyed by one flashbang.
Yeah, just... He was trying to get something, just blind, absolutely annihilated. Doesn't work out well at all. Taz left in the 3 versus 4 as they do push up. They've got a little bit more map control. Taz is just waiting for them.
He can hear all of these grenades being pulled, is the issue. And as soon as he gets the drop, he does get the one, and that should be traded, surely.
It's a bit of a delayed reaction, but they flicker back round. They are going to run around there.
That should be the trade right there.
Yeah, surely.
Just
Finds
about.
a kill.
Wow. And it's down to a 1v3. At the same time, they were going into the other bomb site. Taz only saw that one guy, technically, and he knew there was another near him. But the B site player wasn't able to get a single kill himself.
Ooh.
And Metal.
Straight through the metal of the rail. He
On the
does
ball.
kill Reeds, yeah. He is on the ball. The business team here in AAA have looked very effective. And they're keeping that going. The cash for Kinguin didn't really have a chance to build as well. Over those 3 rounds, they were still so close in all the rounds that they've been left pretty broken. It's just the one rifle Minai's, and that is going to be it, Ben. That's the full defense that Kinguin have to play with.
That's such a weird buy. Considering they all died, and you look at how spread the cash is, so he would have been on about 5,000, say. Myers was on 4.1. He could have bought M4 Kevlar himself. But to buy like that, I don't know. It's very weird.
To get just the one M4 in armor.
Yeah. It's
not going to be that
sure
beneficial.
That. Yeah. I mean, you rely on the M4 player to get 2, maybe 3 kills, like Mauzino did when he saved that AK not long ago. What's weird though is this is technically Kinguin's preferred map. It was their number one map.
Their number one map.
So another instance of the system technically not showing its true colors, I guess, in some ways. Because of that M4 presence, though, it does mean they're going towards B into the execute. I mean, that was so blinded there. Notice there's still another one there. Does get a lot of damage down. Taz is still alive. Should be, I was going to say should be taken down, but he doesn't quite get it. 2v2, armor on Minai's, no kit.
No kit, no Nick, as he's gone. Rallen will slay him. 2v1, Wayne G peeks out, almost won the fight, but Minai's will overpower him, and that'll be the defuse as well. So a 4th round there. It's Kinguin now. They're looking better, Ben. That was a saving round for them as well, off the back of an interesting buy. They pull it off. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of these 2v2s and various like clutch situations going in the favor of Kinguin, which you could argue is perhaps experience in some situations, even just like general skill of some of the players as well. Like they're more experienced in that situation, they know exactly where the pre-aim is, that sort of thing. But still, they've got a long ways to go. Like AAA could still win out this half. And they've still got another buy on the case, so very rough situation for Kinguin to be in. And this is really different as well. 3 players towards long. We've not quite seen this sort of aggression on this side of the map, at least, all game.
So Rallen, he'll be the first point of contact. Hears them thundering along. The pitter-patter of their footsteps holds the angle, does get the first kill, but cannot carry it on any longer, as he will be traded back upon by Amur. Now they've got the site control as well, Ben. Taz, he rotates over. They don't fancy it. They've slowed down the tempo. They're going to keep them on their toes. Not set in stone just yet where this true play is going to be. A ton of utility and a ton of time left for AAA with no real commit.
Ooh. Had the perfect aim on that little pick there, but Metal's actually battled all the way through that Molotov that was thrown.
Just gone for it and walked through, taking a ton of damage.
Very bold call. I mean, if there were a player playing closer, they would never expect him to be there, but it's been so long now, the molly has gone. There is a chance for him to be there, so it's not as much of a surprise play as he intended, I suppose. That was a heat seeker. That grenade right there.
The mortar strike onto Taz.
So they're leaving Metal there to kind of lurk. As soon as they're ready towards B, I imagine Metal will try and make the play happen here. But it looks like it'll be through Emil, throwing that single flash. I think he's going to get hit straight in the side, isn't he, for Taz?
Yeah.
There we go.
Didn't realise they flashed him in. Taz's vision was clear. Taz will get that first pick. But they're still sticking their ground towards the A bomb site. Mounts the only one over at B. He goes down, but luckily there's the trade from Menai. He gets that first kill, reads from the elevated angle as well, comes down on him, and that is now a 7-5 scoreline. Kinguin starting to bring it back. They're getting closer as this one goes on. A lot more awake now, it seems.
And AAA finally have their economy broken. So after all those rounds of having continuous buys, thanks to how much rounds they have strung together, it means they are finally set down to pistols. I'm pretty much forced into a rough spot where they have the single flash to work with. I can't imagine there's too much here other than maybe flashing them through the door or the top connector. Actually, the flash was used at mid. It didn't actually blind anyone other than himself, funny enough. And Rowland, thankfully, is back from a nade, but does get absolutely smacked by that deagle.
Yeah, he did get railed down. Has been finished off, but it doesn't matter. As they're in the driving seat to win this round, it is only Metal that remains, and a 1v4 with just a deagle and a dream. Can he actually do anything? Possibly. Probably not.
Probably not. Oh, does spot the enemy. Whoa. Straight down though. So I mean, 2 kills for what? 2 people with deagles and a flash, I think.
It was a pretty good round, and they had nothing.
Yeah.
So
not too bad.
Could have been worse.
And they will buy into this one. And honestly, the grenades aren't great. I would like to see No Nick go for an SMG here, maybe a Galil, just to make sure you have full grenades, but he actually goes AK armor, doesn't even spend the extra 300. It must be a fast play here. He's instantly been told, we're going towards B. And this looks like a B rush to me. They're going straight through that smoke. All the way through. But they're in the molly and they're blind. Horrible situation to be in. And that's completely halted the rush entirely. So they get that 1 kill towards short, thanks to Kane. But at the end of the day, they've had to trade that off. And Rowland took that info in and he instantly rushed mid, got some really deep information. He should be able to catch the bomber here, unless the time goes against him. Does quite go against him. 3v3. A player low on each side as well.
And this is where it comes down to the crunch. 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. The rotate going to be going around. AaA working out what site they actually want to fully commit to. No Nick with the entry on B as well, as he'll bludgeon down Reitz and look to try carry this on. Make some more mischief towards the site. Taz will get the trade. Both the players now towards the B-bomb site, losing another man. It's all up to Metal to clutch it. A 1v2, and they're both in close proximity, but it is versus the AWP. Tries to clear the angles. The node rolls past him. Brings him down to 9 HP. Goes for the slow face as well. That's now 7-7. The scoreline is tied up. And Kinguin look to try to take the lead before the end of the half here.
Yeah, we were at one point, I think it was 7-4. Very good recovery from Kinguin. We have to say, quite fortunate some of those rounds, the 2v2s, clutch situations, they have gone in their favour. And AAA at one point was 6-0 up. And it's all gone tumbling down since then. See, not much utility on the board there. Fairly low for Overpass, which I consider a pretty good map for it. But Ral in this position should get the drop on this player here. Unfortunately, though, there's 3 enemies right behind him. Surely this is the crunch. Free trade. Trade was hard, but Menai's really awkward situation to be in.
Just go for the no-scopes, Ben, as he will make the majority of the kills. Menai's wants to win it off finesse into this round. It has been the hat-trick for him. Metal, he is the main man of AAA. And he suspects there's someone in the smoke as well, trying to get the connection and barely missing it, but even then, it's 1 minute and 10 seconds for Metal to try and win the round on his lonesome.
I'm surprised he hasn't just dived into that smoke to grab the bomb, to be honest. That was probably one of the only instances he had of getting it.
Instead, it has now been Molotov'd, so his approach is delayed. There's the kill from Malzinho, and that will be an 8-7 scoreline. Kinguin bring it back to take the lead at the end of the first half, Ben, rather than the fact that they were struggling on the get-go.
Yeah, very good recovery, and it gives them a good motive going into that second half at least. They know, okay, everybody's woke up. Let's steamroll this second half now. We know we're the better team. And you would like to think that they do steamroll it in. I mean, 8-7, considering they're 6-0 down. You can't ask for more than that, really.
We're close to fair. Now we switch things up with the sides and see how this one is going to go down. Obviously, both of these teams going to be looking for success here. Kinguin actually needing it more than AAA, really. They're the ones that have had the rougher ride through the group stage so far.
Yeah, Kinguin just hoping to recover, really. Like that loss that they had. I mean, AAA did lose their last map or two, but it was at least 16-14. Like that close, you kind of feel confident about it. You're like, okay, fair enough. We messed up around here and there. Kinguin, they lost 16-8. Like, that was clearly very one-sided, and I imagine everybody around them was just going, everybody needs to wake up. Because this group could be over if we lose one more game, maybe two.
Yeah, they need to get their heads screwed on. Be able to bring this one back if there is any chance of success. Kinguin with the lead. If they can get an early pistol round with an 8-7 scoreline, they can project it quite far ahead, get themselves into double digits, try and go from there. But what is the CT side of AAA going to look like? Obviously, Overpass. It was Kinguin's preferred map, and they're starting to show they do actually have some, you know, strategy on it. They've got the second half to prove how this will go, though, at that point.
Yeah, you can see how close it actually was to even getting to Nuke as well. Which was the map that AAA lost to Euronics on, funnily enough. That was 16-14 there. So if you think about it, AAA have been quite fortunate with the veto so far. So they had Inferno first time, third preferred. Nuke second preferred. 4 is essentially your guarantee, I think. So they've been quite fortunate in that way.
Well, we are back in it now, as we'll carry on with the second half. So this is going to go down. There is no kit on the CT side, Ben.
No kit again, which is same thing that Kinguin had in the first half. No Nick. Was thinking about going incredibly aggressive there. But gets that contact, thinks, okay, better not. And does pull all the way back to site, in fact. Doesn't even think a second about staying longer. I'm going to guess that he thought they were going to be bursting up connector, and he was like they were all going to be flashed out. Which is why he dropped so far back, but Kinguin have got a nice little train of players slowly walking around this highway sort of area. You can see the one smoke being set from Renai's. I think that's the CT smoke. And he will then flash them out onto the toilet section. And it is, I think it is just no Nick here, isn't it? There's a player below. Actually, no, Wayne G is here with him. But the flashes. Ooh! Ooh! Fantastic 2 kills there. 2v4. Down to 2v3. The players are just charging through the smoke.
Oh, aiming with a flick around. Metal eliminates Rallen, and that is AAA getting the round. It's all tied up now, 8-8 apiece. This is actually good for AAA as well. They can build off the back of this quite majorly, and the MP5s are still coming out, Ben. 2 of them on display.
I think that round was solely on No-Nick landing those first 2 shots. I mean, one of them was a jumping player. I just thought he won't bother trying to shoot him. He'll let him go around and just say, there is a player at track already.
Yeah.
Lands that jumping shot, and fantastic. But one thing that's weird about this buy, I think it's the first time I've seen no rifles be bought, whether it was a FAMAS or anything like that. It is purely SMGs. Which is a pretty good situation for Kinguin to be in. You know, chances are CZs against SMGs close range. It is kind of a toss-up about which side will actually win that fight. Seems like Taz is very willing to take the hit when it comes to these forced rounds as well. Doesn't ever get himself armor, goes for the grenades instead.
Taz setting up with the smoke. The rest of the team gets close. That'll be the drive-by smoke in there. Does land it.
And the Molotov barrels. Kane doesn't get rid of the Molotov at his feet, but instead smokes up right in front of himself.
Ooh. Gets off the tag, will eliminate Reeds. They're just going to be running around. No Nick will die, and so will Kane. But it's still close. It's a 2 versus 2. Make it the 2 versus 1 now, as it is all up to Rallen. But the MP9 that he scavenged looked effective. Goes down, though. Wayne G will trade it with the UMP. And AAA, a costly round with only 1 survivor, but they do pick up the round anyway.
And I was about to say, do Kinguin force buy into this? And there it is. So considering only 1 person survives, it means the economy, no matter what, will be quite poor. And Kinguin, they recognize that. They decide, we'll just buy the same thing again, but even more grenades on top of that. See how it goes. But this time, Kane does have an M4. So it's not just SMGs this time. Kane does have an M4 in play. But sadly for AAA, he's on the B bomb site. So with these long-distance battles, he won't be able to have an influence.
Taking that control towards long. They want to push up and bombard the A-bomb site a little bit later on into the round. They encroach. AAA, how are they going to want to play this? It's just the one rifle on Kane as well. Everyone else still sticking to the SMGs they had with them. And they can go for the fast rotate over towards the A site. Nade's starting to come in. Wayne responds with a Molotov to try to buy some extra time, but they are going to run through it. Big dink on Mouse, and his teammates are on the scene. That's actually the bomb in their control, Ben. Drops out of their hands, slumps on the ground towards them. They're keeping it close, but they have gone down. The retake squad now arrive on the scene, and they are busting down the doors. Aiming with a fast flick from the MP9. The Nade's going to roll into a ton of damage as well, and it is all on Rallen in a 1 versus 3, which is the UMP. This will be a 10th round picked up now as No Nick does tackle him.
Yeah, 10 to 8. I mean, I liked the strat there from Kinguin. Clearly, they got the first 2 kills, only lost 1 man. Pretty well executed. But from then onwards, they didn't quite anticipate AAA being that quick behind them and that quick through the smokes as well. And Kinguin are left in a bit of a weird one because you've got 3,500 roughly on average. You feel like you should buy like a pistol and armor or something, which it does look like they are going to. In fact, they're investing quite heavily into this. I mean, it is 2,900 loss bonus if they do lose this round. So it does mean they can guarantee what if you stay on 1,800, you can still get full grenades. That's excluding a molly there. So potentially a B execute coming in here. Ooh. Straight battle and connector again from Emil with his MP9. He's been pretty good with that so far this game. Ooh.
Reads the connection from the CZ, gets the huge kill. And more to be done as well. Reads tagged up fairly low on the response from the CT side. It's going to be an awkward round from those divided. MP5 spam coming out. Will they regroup, Ben? The whole way back around, Reed's going to be at the rear of this conga line with 8 HP.
They still have all these grenades is the weird thing. But if they were to execute onto this B site, there's quite clearly a split between No Nick and Kane who are playing this site together. Ooh, the jump shot's about to come through. He does see one player at least, and he's repositioning himself. He's actually pulling away instead. He's leaving Kane to his own devices in this site.
Supporting from a distance, and it's working out well so far though. Kane on the bomb site. Pushing around. Mouse is very low, shooting a little bit too high, just above his head. Taz pushes into the back line. No Nick's going to realize, and it is all on Mouse in a 1 versus 3.
I'm not too sure how he's doing for actual bullets right now as well. I think he had 1 in the clip that he's currently... He has 1 in total, in fact. Looking to find anything, he can't find a single thing.
There is no
He's only got
weapon.
10 seconds left. He needs to die here. Otherwise, he'll get no income for this round.
He's going to have to just push and shoot the 1 bullet.
Doesn't quite get that off.
No. Well, it goes down, and that is now the 11th round on the board for AAA as well. So they're actually building a pretty good buffer fairly regularly.
Yeah, Emil invests heavily into that AWP buy. He did have 9,000 after all, I suppose. But it does mean if they do lose this round, they have got a pretty okay buy. If they were to lose this one. And Kinguin, buy up as usual. No AWP in play there, which means Emil might be able to get a good hit here. Very good usage of flashes though.
Kinguin fanning out, playing as the Wolfpack here with the majority of the team. Over by toilets, Mouse with a lurk outside of B site, seeing if there is going to be any information plays and cut off rotates if AAA get aggressive. Wayne G will really be that frontline infantry, though, to tackle and bend, especially when Metal goes for the backstab play, supported by Emil with the AWP. He's just going to be holding. Metal is allowed to get into this spot. As soon as they're detected by Wayne G, that's when he'll go in for that backstab.
And the lurk kill's been had at the other side. It's all about this timing here. If anybody is checking behind, I mean, he's actually started running the whole way as well. Wayne G does phenomenally there. Just the 1 play left, Rallen, and should be taken down. And wow, I mean, Wayne G getting 2 kills in that highway push. I suppose he even got more than one.
Yeah, he was able to survive that very nicely. Does the majority of the damage, finds the frags that were necessary, and that was a pretty good round. 12-8. Scary. This is the scoreline we're now starting to have shape up. AAA here, if they carry on like this on the CT side now, Ben. One more reset, really, and that could be a 14-8 scoreline.
Yeah, this is a very desperate force from Kinguin here. Metal seems very confident with MP5. He straight bought it back again.
It's liking the weapon.
Just the one flash goes through the smoke, and the burst comes through, and Kane technically doesn't have anything else to watch other than Monster, but he keeps looking back and forth.
Reposition there with interesting time, and luckily did get a big tag off, but the frags aren't coming in, and that's what they need. Metal in close range with the MP5 will only be able to find one before Wayne responds onto Reach, though, however. So it is a 3 versus 2. Amior, he's up top as well. Has that AWP to try and fire down, but he needs vision, and everything is smoked right now. Kinguin toying with their opponents, knowing how to counter them and force them out. Ben, there goes Wayne.
And that should be the save call right there. He needs to keep that open check. And it does mean he'll be able to drop one next round if needed. 12-9, I mean, if I'm honest, that round should never been in Kinguin's favor at all. I mean, Kane was at barrels, but for some reason he kept on quick checking other locations when he just didn't need to. Like, when you're tasked as the barrel player, you're typically just told, look at Monster, and then deal with whoever comes through. If you get shot from somewhere else, chances are your teammates have not told you you couldn't be shot from somewhere else. So, nice round on the board for Kinguin. A fairly dry attempt at the bomb site there from them. And Emil keeps that up. Should be able to pass on an M4 to one of his teammates if needed. In fact, he doesn't even drop the M4 across. Instead, Kane decides, I'm going to use an MP9. So that's a bit of a weird one. Nonic gets an AWP himself, though.
It's very interesting, Ben. Double AWP, 2 M4s, and an MP9 of all the weapons. But this could be their 13th round if they win it. Kinguin's cash is pretty lackluster as well. So the AWP and Nonic could be one of the most important plays we need to see when we get into this round.
Kane's MP9. That's a very good early spot, though. Should be able to... I was going to say he should molly it, but instead he opts for the smoke, and if there's cover from Metal, that is phenomenal. Should be able to get the 4th player as well, gets him down. And that should be the round. Unless Taz can roll back the ears and make this 1v4 happen. Unfortunately for him, that bomb is beyond the smoke, and there is a lot of enemies watching it. No utility either. It's a really horrible situation to be in. You have to wait all this time for the smoke to fade, knowing that the enemy will rotate it properly.
Taz, the 1v4, Ben. Metal, the 4K was tremendous, just able to destroy each and every one of them, really being a monster outside of Monster. And Taz is not in a great spot at all. The bomb is down and irrecoverable, for some reason I can't talk. Taz gets the headshot either way. Actually, it might be recoverable, as he is going to push back over. Metal is trying to defend it, as he will go in with 30 seconds remaining. He needs to be rapid. The lightning strike from Taz. Taz annihilating. Everyone is going down as he has rolled back the years, Ben. He's done exactly that and left himself in the 1 versus 1 to try clutch out the round. It would be a huge play from big man Taz, and he gets it. The 4K, he has just stomped on them.
I mean, I just don't know how he's been allowed to do that. I mean, that first kill he got onto Nonic, fine, he's landed a phenomenal shot. But the kill onto Metal should definitely have been traded. But for some reason it wasn't, and then obviously the 1v1. Taz has all the experience in the world for that sort of situation. He knows where the player, chances are, will be. He saw that flash come from heaven. He knows the player won't stay up there. Checks pit, and he gets the drop off on Emil. 12-10, we've got a game on our hands. Emil did actually land the shot just then on Rallen, although it was through the Metal. It's still decent damage, but I don't think he expects the player to be this far up.
Oh, he's charging in.
How does he let us get that kill?
In that entire time, he gets away with the frag. No one takes him down, Ben. And they're grouped up now as well. They're going to swarm in. If they think there's only one player there, there is a duo waiting to just wreak havoc against them. But he needs to be careful with the peek. Manize gets the shot off from the AWP, had the advantage in the angle. Wayne G can't recover the weapon. He's just got a 5-7. Does get the taps out, though, to find the initial kill. It's back into a 3 versus 3 with a minute on the clock. The A site under heavy pressure.
So the early smoke does come out from an eyes. Throws a Molotov, but that, if they were to be going through long, that Molotov would halt their own push. So Nonek quite cautious about that, stays in the same position. Does have the back of Metal on that side as well, and Kane has got a very advanced position towards B short too. But unfortunately for Nonek, they have mollied him out, and Metal did support him appropriately, gets that 1 kill, 2v2. Needs to stay alive though. Kane is coming from a very far away distance. Does get the second one, and Metal, he's a machine with this weapon.
He is wild with the MP5, Ben. He absolutely loves it. Ooh. And now we're down into the 1 versus 1. 20 seconds on the clock. Mouse, he doesn't know the location of where Kane's coming from, and he can just sneak up behind him. Has the timing, gets the tag, there's the kill. And that'll be the 13th round picked up. Saved by the bell. As he came in the last second there. The defuse will go through. 13 to 10. Kinguin, it looked like they had woken up. They had brought this one back, but they're going to need to go in hard here, Ben. They can't afford these mistakes anymore. We're at the crunch time.
Crunch time, and it's also poor money time. Kinguin barely able to scrape it by. Yeah, 2 AKs, a Galil, 2 CZs. Not many grenades to their names either.
The back of the sofa by.
Back of the sofa, lift that mattress up. Have you got anything under that?
Yeah.
Nah.
Was there something in those jeans?
Oh, check the old jeans. The old ones, not those ones. Oh, can't find anything, and it's just going to be a heavy B execute. And AAA, they're not even playing in the site right now. Metal seems to be trying to force himself out of heaven, and that's pretty questionable right there.
That was, yeah, interesting. But they are going down, and it's just 3 men left on the side of AAA. A round that started off in their favor has definitely been conceded to Kinguin being the ones in charge.
Yeah, 3v5, and the temptation of a save is right there. They're pulling all the way out. I just have to wonder, at first I thought they were playing retake, but then Metal is just jumping out of heaven, and he's not even making the jump correctly. He's jumped, hit the rail instantly. He's then landed on the ledge in front of him and forced to take a fight. Just an unneeded casualty for no reason whatsoever. And it does give Kinguin a chance to get into the game. They had a really poor buy, and suddenly they have a chance. 5 players live. Very peculiar. Very peculiar.
That'll be the 11th round for Kinguin. That saves them as well because of the buy, so things would have been really, really awkward, but now they can carry on in good fashion. Round 25 now. 13 to 11. AAA. What are they going to be working with into this round? Majority of SMGs. 4 coming into play. 1 rifle there on Amur. Just the 2 kits. A little bit more limited in terms of what they have options with their utility.
Yeah, so Kinguin decided to go for the same, pretty much spawn smokes onto that B site, and it has forced AAA to use a lot of their utilities right there. Mouse spends quite a lot of time on the surf service by looks of things.
He loves it. Fan of the surf.
And even though Kinguin did quite well with that fake crush, you know, set of smokes right there, they haven't got much to their names either. They've got 3 smokes left now, which if they were to get enough map control without having to use those, it would be a decent situation. And it does like they're forced to go in to get information to dry usage. So the molly gets used there, but they can't really afford to use the smokes here unless they want to go down to those last few seconds.
55 seconds on the clock as the play will develop. Can they find success here? Mao's armed with the Galil, waiting, lurking outside of Monster. The rest of the squad gets ready as they take the long control. He's going to go for that full rotate round now, link up with the rest of the squad, and assault the A site. About 30 seconds they'll have on the clock by the time they launch out the smokes as they do get ready. The nades are going to roll in, but there's the use of the counter smokes, Ben. That's going to waste so much time off the clock as they don't have long left into the round. They're most likely just going to have to push through off the back of the flashbangs. They're waiting for it to extinguish. The damage is coming through. Trades across the board, but the advantage for Kinguin now as they sprint onto the bomb site. Reitz with a double kill. Support of Taz onto Wayne G, and it's up to Metal to clutch it at 1 versus 3 with the MP5. Not today. Kinguin get themselves the 12th round. 1 away from equalizing. And the cash is broken from AAA. This is where Kinguin could overtake.
Yeah, you see the issue hardware there. I mean, AAA did perfectly. They saved a smoke that long. They managed to smoke long off. But Emil didn't quite make a decision. You know, he saw those mollies coming in from long. He didn't think to either stay there and try and fight it, or potentially get closer and get them as they come through the smoke. He was a bit split in that side. And this looks like a reminiscent of sort of the UKPL stack that we see on Train quite often. But slightly different location, different map. But I'm interested to see if there would anybody will actually come around that corner. Because frankly, if it's an 8K at that party sort of area, it should be an easy way for them to mow down. Kinguin are being very cautious though. I think they don't actually know what the economy is like on that CT side, because AAA have been buying SMGs so much this game that they really don't know what kind of money are they actually on. And it's been long enough AAA start questioning things. The full pack moves on. Just pistols. Very slow train going through that T-spawn way.
Yeah. So they do have the control now towards B. The backstab is amongst them, as they are close by.
And they decide to recreate the same stack, but this time just around that T-spawn corner.
I mean, they might be able to get a couple of guns off them if they push into
isn't
it.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Nick with the only one with a deagle here.
He can try bait them in.
Yeah.
Get the first tag off with a deagle. At that point, they'll be quite weak.
If he's able to open it up with a single kill, should do quite well. But I think as soon as the contact gets made for one kill, chances are Kinguin exit a different way. I don't think they'd want to risk it. Ooh. Dirty shot from Reeds, and they're kind of forced into it now. They have to run out. If people with P250s could have lived, and the mow down is there.
Well, they have all been sprayed to bits, and that is now 13-13. It's round 27. This is where finally we'll probably see a team start to edge out and shut it down, as they are only 2 rounds away from securing themselves at the very least in overtime, Ben.
Yeah, and with the Pro League rules, that overtime does mean quite a bit. And it's not exactly a positive thing for the team that do win as well, because they lose a potential point there. There's like no grenades left on the AAA side though. Just the 2 smokes. No incendiaries available. So you've got to be thinking, if you're AAA, if this rush comes in, we have to smoke, potentially battle. The smoke comes out, but that's, I'm not too sure what much that smoke will actually do.
Oh, Metal with the first shot, gets the head. Ooh, but all of a sudden, Ben, there's instant trades. On either side, they're left on the 3 versus 3. Double kill. It's still not looking too great. It's just Reeds and Taz for Kinguin. They're trying to take this B site control, slowly slipping their way in. A minute on the clock, but it's gone quite awkward. 2 M4 players on AAA are low, 30 and 36 HP. Amiel, the only one with an actual AWP in his hands.
The thing that is positive for Kinguin is they still have that smoke into us. So if they were to smoke the center site, it would mean that Emil doesn't have as much of an influence in this round, and they might be able to single out one of the CTs. But it looks like they're planning to possibly go contact here. As soon as Reitz gets beyond this barrel, he is in sight of him, and King gets that kill. 1v3 for Taz. He's already won a 1v4 this game. So he does see that first player. Gets a hit. He's down to 1 HP. He gets a heaven player as well.
Taz, the flicks have been tremendous from him. He's rapid into these rounds. Oh. And he nearly clutched it out, Ben. Kane was on 1 HP, but unfortunately couldn't follow it up.
That's so unlucky for Taz as well. That flick shot onto heaven. Phenomenal.
He's been playing really well in some of those clutch rounds. It's ridiculous.
But unfortunately for Kinguin, AAA did take that round. The economy's not great on AAA's side, with Kinguin still having a full buy, and they still potentially have another one even if they lose this round. So no matter what here, Kinguin have got the guaranteed 2 buy rounds. Even if they lose, it will be 2 buys. Just what they do with it is dependent on this. This is the first time they've gone nobody towards B as well. We've not seen much pressure on this A side of the map through the entire game, if I'm honest.
Well, round 28. AAA, they do have the 1 round lead, but can they keep adding to that? Their buy is a little bit green around the gills. It's not too fantastic. You've got the 2 rifles there on the AK and the M4, 1 FAMAS for Metal, UMP and MP9. Amiel He is going to be running into the full team of the Kinguin side as they are close grouped up by the toilets. He just has the MP9. If he peeks this, we'll get the huge tag. Everyone has been damaged, Ben. He's tried to get away, goes down the end to Malzinho, but they're all so low now.
They've given up the site. They've been forced completely out. The bank player's been smoked, and CT has been mollied. They've given it up. They've only got the one kit. This is a bizarre decision.
Kane trying to push back in. You have the backstab of Metal as well. They're trying to clear all the angles. They're still tagging them further and further. The players on that T side are low. Everyone can go down easily. They've just got to actually connect their shots. There's a push from Long coming around as well. Metal decides the right time to go for the backstab as he will find the first kill, but he's traded out. It's a 2-on-2, and the health advantage does favor the Ts of AAA right now. As they wait for this, tapping the bomb, going to try and force the peak to come around. Taz and Reitz go for the fast face. Reitz connects it with a drive-by. It's all up to Wayne G. He would have to get the kills if he wants to save the round. He's going to concede it. 14-14 will be the scoreline. Team Kinguin somehow keep themselves alive.
Such a bizarre call from AAA to actually give up the entire site there. Like, especially consider Emil did so much damage. He will have called it. He's at least put one of the players about 5 HP.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they give it up, despite no grenades, only one kit in play. And look at their money. They're now in this horrible situation, which is essentially double eco, no matter what. So you have to force into this round. Surely, you have to try and get this round in. Otherwise, your money's going to be terrible next round regardless. At least this way, you've got an AK in play. I'm surprised why Wayne G hasn't actually bought additional grenades himself. Very bizarre. Thankfully, they are working around the AK, though normally some teams will just stick the AK alone on one site and then have all the pistols together. I prefer the idea of using the AK with the other weapons. At least that way, if he does drop, you can use it further on in the round. Kinguin are taking this very slowly, though. The past few rounds from them have been fairly late into the round executes. And to be fair, it has been working out for them.
For either these two sides as well, Ben, remember, it's important to try win this in regular time if you can. If it goes to overtime, you will get lesser points for it, and an awkward trade there. And Mouse comes off much worse for wear. They're going to commit to it. He does find that frag. AAA could bring this one back into their favor at this point. Wayne G with a follow-up kill does go down to Reitz. Reitz beginning to dominate, but they're getting all the picks, Ben. If they win this round, they'll be set up to actually try and take the entire game. But there is cash for Kinguin, and they still have two players. They are better equipped to deal with it as well. AAA, they're spread thin as the rotate comes around, but that is the bomb down. It is all up to Manise. He is on 19 HP. In a 1v1 versus Kane, 18 seconds on the clock, grabs the bomb, tries to reposition, gets caught on the cross. The 15th round has been secured. AAA are one away from the win. Kinguin need one to take it to overtime. They have the money between them to drop over those weapons and get a full buyout. But this is the last attempt now. They need to win it here, or it'll be going to overtime.
Yeah, not exactly a positive thing from either side. Technically, Kinguin will think of it as a positive just so they don't get the loss. They guarantee a minimum point gain.
But even then, the loss you'll get is only the 2 points. It's not
a great situation considering they've already lost one in this group.
Yeah.
And they still have a lot of the teams to play against. Fairly different though, a bit quicker. And Emil, we've seen him in this situation earlier on in the game. He does see them this time though, and surely he doesn't get more than one here. Surely not!
Oh, that could be it right there. The hat trick, the spray down as he slays everyone before him. It is only Rowland and Mouse that are left with a pulse as they are spread thin as well. Trapped miles apart from each other. All of these angles secured by the CTs. Ben, this has got to be a AAA smackdown and them just walking out of here with a victory. Oh, the overconfidence. Metal walks into the trap. Rowland springs against him. And they are going for the play on the A bomb site still. The rotate from Mouse as well coming into effect. Actually going to B, Ben.
He seems fairly confident that there is a player close here. Surely, as soon as the shot goes off, I was going to say, as soon as he shoots, the player runs through. Malzinho, 3v1 to save the game here.
Oh, nope.
Can't quite get it done.
couldn't get onto the bomb site, was tagged up. That is the win in favor of AAA, meaning that Kinguin have taken another loss, suffering heavy losses here in the early portions of the group stage, Ben, and that is not good at all for a team that, in reality, we thought one of our favorites.
Yeah, I mean, looking from the outside, I think everybody will agree they are the the favorites, right? They've just reached a LAN final the last 3 days.
Yeah.
But perhaps that jet lag's coming into effect. Playing against technically lower skilled teams, they might not be used to that sort of play again. But honestly, a lot of errors all over the place, and starting slow is another thing. It's surprising for them. They'll take it and just be thinking, we haven't quite woke up. We're not ready for this right now. And they'll hope that they'll regain their form, but they could be out just from those 2 losses.
Yeah, they might have thrown away their potential chances there because of those losses. For AAA, though, they're having a pretty tremendous run so far. Without Zaiwu, they're looking good.
I mean, they've got the 2 wins on the board. That's pretty damn good for considering the situation. We thought Zaiwu would be here. Without him, people tend to throw that line a bit to the side.
Yeah.
So a win over Kinguin and Endpoint, pretty solid start.
Yeah, definitely looking good. But that is another game wrapped up as we work our way through the day. We still have 2 more best of ones to come. In the meantime, we will leave you with these replays of Team Kinguin suffering a loss there to AAA. They've now got 2 wins in the group stage. We're back with more action after this.